Vitragay,
Namo Vitragay,
Namo Arihantanam,
Namo Arihantanam,
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Aryariyanam,
Namo Vajjayanam,
Namo Vatsayanam,
Namo Loe Sava Sahunam,
Namo Loe Savva Saunam,
Eso Panchanamukkaro,
Aiso Panchanamukkaro,
Sava Pavapkanasano,
Savvapa Vappanasano,
Mangalanam Cha Savesim,
Mangalanam Cha Savvesi,
Padamam Havai Mangalam,
Padmam Havai Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya,
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. કોઈ પૂછનાર ના હોય તો પછી મારો પ્રશ્ન છે ઇંગ્લિશમાં ના પૂછવાનો હોય તો.
Okay, Jai Satchidanand. Okay, fine. We'll start with Kashyap bhai. Kashyap bhai.
Everyone, Jai Satchidanand. Rajni, Jai Satchidanand. Deepakanandji, Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand.
My question is regarding Gyani Bhavo, and Bhog Bhavo and Mangalas. Please explain detail.
Okay, so who are these entities?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you repeat the question in English?
Yeah, Bhavo is a term which is in I don't know the exact what.
Deepakanandji will say it. Kashyap bhai.
Please
Deepakanandji will say it.
The belief I is Bhava. Body self is name bearer. And I is pure soul.
Body self, right?
Okay. First, these three identities. The belief I, the body self, mind, speech, body self, name bearer, body self assembly is the name bearer.
Mangalas is the name bearer. Bhavo is the
Belief I.
belief I. Okay.
Yeah.
And the who is the who in Gujarati.
I. That is I is pure soul.
Pure soul.
Entity.
Okay. Yes.
Perpetual entity.
And Gyani Bhavo is the enlightened.
So that belief I, when it is believed that I am Kashyap, I am Dr. Kashyap, I am son of so-and-so, I am a doctor, and all these beliefs. Together, the whole bundle of belief is called Bhava. And the pure soul, so it is just a belief state. And when that belief state is towards the body self, as I am Kashyap, the name bearer, body self, then it is called ignorance. Because at that time or in that state, the total belief with conviction and decision is I am name bearer, I am Kashyap. And when, so that's called ignorant state or ignorant bhava. Okay?
Yeah.
And when that gets realized, come across an enlightened soul, Dani Purush, and gets realized that I am pure soul with total conviction, and decision, then a part of it is like uh, is totally with the belief that I am pure soul. And the discharging aspect, because this belief part, we haven't done anything for that. And due to that, there are discharging effects of this belief part, which gets reflected on the body self. That is Kashyapji. So a part of it gets purified by the divine grace of Rani Purush, enlightened soul, and that never changes. Along with that, he blesses us with divine intellect, we can say, or it's called Pragyna Shakti, enlightened. I mean, it is a inherent part of pure soul only, but it is active part of the pure soul, because otherwise the pure soul is passive. It is not taking part in any of the activities. But here, because of the divine grace and blessing of the enlightened soul, Jnani Purush, this uh, divine light of pure soul opens, which is very active. And it keeps guiding us, cautioning us, and guides us to remain as pure soul and not meddle in the activities of the body self. So these are the two. So these intermediate enlightened state. Why it is interim? Because it is, although it is pure soul state, but it is not 100%. That enlightenment is 100%, given, blessed with that 100% enlightenment, but it doesn't get uh, into total experience. It settles at absolute, truly absolute vision. But then, because of the discharging effects of our past karmas, we are not able to stay in that conviction state, doubtless belief. So we keep doubting. But we keep doubting means not when we are asked, but in the potent effect of the discharging karmas, we are unable to experience that separation. And we feel that I am suffering, although we are not suffering. So if someone asks us, then we confidently say that, oh, it is Kashyap who is suffering. I am pure soul, totally separate from Kashyap. So that is the situation. But then, after the force of the karmic effect settles down, then again that power of prajna, enlightened state of, active state of uh, part of the pure soul, cautions us and tells us, hey, you are pure soul. You didn't do anything. It was cosmic power, natural state called Vyavasthit Shakti who did it. Then you say, oh, I missed that. And then you correct yourself. So this is the process. And as you keep correcting, that awareness keeps increasing. Truly, it is not awareness because it is exactness. So you become perfect in your understanding gradually. And that's how you keep correcting and you keep becoming perfect. That's how finally it will happen that 100% separation will be experienced. But this is the process.
So the Jnani Bhava is increasing and increasing, and Ajnani Bhava is decreasing.
Yes, true. Because gradually the discharging belief is getting eliminated, getting dissolved. And that conviction that I am pure soul. We keep saying that in our prayers with total conviction and decision, I am pure soul. But that experience will open when all the discharging effects of ownership are eliminated.
So the Jnani Bhava is telling that I am not the doer and I am only the seer, no one seer, and the Jnani Bhava is saying I am the doer. So all account, all the doership
Jnani
is
Bhava, the same I.
yeah.
It is not different I.
It is
When he is saying that I am the doer, I suffered, then his belief is what? We can understand. But when he says I am pure soul, we know what is the belief.
It is
So
like
it's
two accounts, like right of the
no,
same.
not to account the same Kashyap. The way when he is with his father, he says I am son. And when he is with brother or sister, he says I am brother. And when he is with patients, he says I am doctor. Do you understand?
No, but when we do Charan Vidhi or Charan Vidhi, the Jnani who does the Charan Vidhi, the Bhavo or who does?
There is only one I. But we are segregating the purified part watches. So that's why it is said interim state. So you have two jobs to do. The same I watches and the same I corrects. By relative viewpoint, he keeps correcting. And by real viewpoint, he keeps watching.
The I also suffers the previous discharge karma also, right?
That is not the suffering. He feels that I am suffering.
Okay.
Because if he's asked, who are you? Then he says, I am pure soul. Then what is happening? What exactly is the situation? So in the discharging effect, that alertness is not there. That separation is not experienced.
No, but one thing, the vidhi is a doer. Doing vidhi is a doership, right?
It's not doership. Doership is only in relation to 5 agnas.
Doership is only.
That's why it is said that the prayers are done by the body self.
The body self, the bhava, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the prayers are done by body self, the part of the body self which is the doer, the Ajnani Bhava, right?
It's not, so it is like, it is the effect of the realization which makes this correction. You understand?
Yeah. So
There is not ownership in that.
So no. So for example, it says I want compassion. I should be compassionate. I need to do this. That is the vyavhar part.
That happens, but it is without doership. When you say, I want to settle the file amicably,
Yeah.
then that is you are the doer.
Yeah.
That interim state is the doer.
Yeah, that is the interim state
So
is
it
there.
is only in relation to Agna that doership part is there.
Yeah, so interim state is there, interim doer is there, right? That much doership is there.
That means doership is there, definitely. But because that doership is in relation to Agnas, it doesn't bind karmas which makes us wander. But we are binding karmas which will take us to Mahavidya Kshetra.
No, and also they say that you have to talk with file one, So who the talking? It seems to me that the talking is done by the doer, the interim doer, which is the Bhavo. You said he does the talking.
That talking is the outcome of this enlightenment. He's not doer.
So, for example,
Because light, like how the mirror says, the mirror doesn't talk, but it says so much without speaking.
Acha. But what I'm saying is that when for example, file 1 is afraid, so who is saying that don't be
File 1
afraid?
is not afraid. Kashyap is afraid.
Yeah, the Kashyap is afraid. That is file 1 only.
So
Yeah.
you say that, oh, I'm there with you, don't worry, and all that.
Yes. So who is saying that? That is the question. Who is saying that? To file 1.
I realized I.
The real
I does two jobs.
Yeah.
Anything that disturbs Kashyap, that he will pacify Kashyap by a relative viewpoint.
Yeah.
And when he does with that relative viewpoint, the real viewpoint is watching.
Yeah. So the Bhagwan talks to the Kashyap, right? That is
The same I, realized I does two jobs.
One is talking and to the
seeing. But then why he's doing the by relative viewpoint, whatever he does, then the same power of pure soul is used for to remain in the relative viewpoint Agna.
Agna, okay. Got it. Thank you very much.
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Thank you. Emma Ben?
Urdu Gujarati, Urdu English, okay?
Okay, he'll translate it for you.
Okay. ગઈકાલે છે ને નલિનભાઈ વાંચતા હતા નટુ કાકાની ચોપડીમાં ઘાતી કર્મ, 4 ઘાતી કર્મ, 4 અઘાતી કર્મ. એમાં દાદા એવું સમજાવતા હતા કે અમને જ્યારે એક્સિડન્ટ થયો કે ત્યારે અમે ઘરે આવ્યા પછી અમે શોધી કાઢ્યું કે આ અમે કોઈક જગ્યાએ ભૂલ કરી હશે, એનું આ અમને આવ્યું. એટલે મારી શોધ એવી થઈ કે નામ કર્મમાં કઈ ભૂલ થઈ હશે કે છે. હવે એ સમજાવો ને કેવી રીતે નામ કર્મમાં કઈ ભૂલ થઈ હશે.
It is human, manushya nam karma. Nam karma, so it is like if you have lived egoistically, then such results can come. But it is suffering basically. You talk accident or whatever happens, it is suffering. You understand?
I know.
So every output of suffering is because of egoistic way of living only.
Oh, એટલે જેટલો અહંકાર ઊંચો એટલું સફરિંગ બહુ જ આવે. બરાબર છે?
That discharging karma, discharging ego is of suffering only. Normal suffering, you fall sick and all that stuff, that is mild suffering. But accidents and all that, they are intense suffering because you get so much impact, you get hurt badly, something breaks, you get injured badly and all that.
તો એ સફરિંગ તમારે જે આવે એ વેદનીય કર્મમાં આવે?
Yes. Suffering is vedniya karma.
એટલે આપણે જ્ઞાનથી વેદીએ તો ના આવે. બરાબર? એ તો મેં જોયું હતું, જ્ઞાનથી તમે વેદો સૂર્યનો ઘાસ હોય જાય.
That's what Dada said, that in that whole episode of that accident, few moments passed without watching. He could not see that suffering, and he said he was wondering and he was feeling bad about it, why it happened. But it happened.
તો પછી એ ચિત્તનું કામ હશે?
What?
ચિત્ત આપણે ચિત્તને ઓળખીએ કે આપણું ચિત્ત ક્યાં જાય છે, શું જાય છે. ભલે 5 આજ્ઞા હોય પણ discharge ચિત્ત, discharging ચિત્ત, intense discharging ચિત્ત, intense, powerful. અચ્છા, સરસ. હવે મારો એક પ્રશ્ન છે તમને. પાના નંબર શ્રેણી 17, પાના નંબર 35 ને 212. 11મું વાક્ય અને 12મું 212 અને 211.
One minute.
દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર હો જો ઉપયોગપૂર્વક બોલાય તો શબ્દથી મુક્તિ થાય છે અને એ ટોટલ મુક્તિનું વિજ્ઞાન છે. શબ્દથી સંપૂર્ણ નિશબ્દ દશા છે.
Right. So,
આમાં એવું આપણે આજે દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જય જયકાર બોલીએ છીએ, 24 કલાકની કીર્તન ભક્તિમાં બોલીએ, પણ એમાં તમે પાંચ આજ્ઞા મૂકીને બોલો એટલે આપણો ઉપયોગ એમાં જ રહે.
it's a separate experiment and a kind of a prayer which you have to just keep reciting. 5 Agna doesn't come here. The 5 Agnas don't come here.
એટલે આપણે જે દાદા ભગવાનના અસીમ જયકાર બોલો છે એનું શુદ્ધિકરણ અંદરથી થાય છે, બરાબર છે?
Right.
અને તે શુદ્ધિકરણ આપણા મન વચન કાયમાં પડે છે, ડિસ્ચાર્જ કરવામાં પડે છે, બરાબર?
Hold on. You don't go into that area. You read this again. Dada Bhgawan Saranam Jai Jai. What is that?
આગળ.
Okay. Dada Bhgawan Saranam, if spoken with full focus, with full attention, what happens? You get separated from word.
શબ્દથી?
Yes, you get freed from word.
Right.
Which is science of liberation. Total
તો
science
આ
of
જે
liberation.
કેપિટલ આઈ મૂળ આઈ નહીં પણ કેપિટલ આઈ છે, આપણે જે ઉભો કરેલો પ્રતિષ્ઠિતાત્મક.
Don't talk of that capital I, because that capital I is passive. It is not active. It is only through Pragyna Shakti that we are watching. The thing it is a wonderful experiment given by Dada Bhgawan that the name bearer, Emma Ben, will recite Dada Bhgawan Aseem Jai Jai, and you in your interim enlightened state will watch Emma Ben recite this Jaikar. And in the whole process, that experiment of separation will be experienced. And that's how you get separated from the word itself.
અચ્છા.
So not only body, you see Hemaman singing, reciting. Then you that is first is physical body. You watch Hemaman.
I observer.
Doing I interim state you are observing. So like others, how others are observing Hemaben, you observe her. That is physical body. That she is doing Aseem Jai Jai. Then you see her singing.
Right.
Then your focus is on the words.
Oh, very good. Right.
So gradually that level of perception is going higher and higher and higher, from physical to speech, then to the wandering consciousness, reflective consciousness, which is watching the words. Chitt is watching the words.
Right.
The word. And you are observing, because sometimes while watching the words, You see some, oh,
નથી
Nalinbhai.
ગાતા બરોબર,
Oh,
ઊંચો થાય છે
Nalinbhai
અવાજ.
has come. Oh, this has come. Oh,
That's
where is
a-
Nalinbhai gone?
That's obstruction.
Right. So your focus is then gradually that wandering chit also gets focused in Aseem Karo. So in that higher state, that separation, because that is the purpose why Dada has given us. He has said this is the easiest way, shortest way to reach me and become one like me, as only absolute knowledge.
ઓકે ફાઇન ફાઇન. તો
Right? How?
પછી એનું
Yeah. Bolo.
બીજું 211મું વાક્ય છે,
So
કૃપાથી
before
કર્મનો.
that, Hema Ben, one
Ah.
minute. Deepakanandji, what is the meaning of freedom from word?
Freedom from words means these words are not spoken by me. We become owner of the word. I did.
Oh,
I said. You're not listening to me.
yes.
These words are, they just come out as discharging effects only.
તમે એટીકેટ આવી જાય છે.
Everything. Etiquette, belief, everything comes into that. Main part is out of lapse, that is out of not ignorance, but because of your lack of, how do you say?
Alertness?
Alertness, yes, lack of alertness. You're not able to read because you get distracted on other things. So when you go on the words, that time you come to know and understand, hey, without my effort, these words are just being spoken. Because if I want to speak, I can't speak. Only when someone poses this question and these words come out. So my ownership keep dropping.
Oh.
So then I come to know that feeling of separation is that, oh, I am separate from the word also.
Oh.
So this is that is why it is said, it is called word, the final experience is free from words.
So that is, say, Deepakanandji, what you're saying is ownership will leave you to non-words, leave sabda, right?
Yes, that is free from word. We
Yeah.
have to free ourselves from the ownership of our words, the spoken speech. And it is not, it is very subtle.
Yes. Okay.
તો
The reason is when I say something and when others praises me so much, then I start feeling, oh, I spoke so nicely and all that. And before the conversation, I pray Dada, oh Dada Bhagwan, please speak on my behalf and shower your blessings and give us satsang. And then when the process is over, I take the pride of it.
Yes.
અચ્છા, ઓકે.
Very good example.
And others also praises us. Oh, you're working so hard and whatnot. So we come to know immediately.
દીપકાનંદ,
Praising. Yes.
87માં દાદા ભગવાને જ્યારે આ વર્ડનું, દાદા ભગવાન અસીમ જીજેકાનો વર્ડ તો આવતો હતો, પણ દાદા પોતે છેલ્લા વખતમાં ખૂબ એમની તબિયત નાજુક હતી, ત્યારે બધાને કહેતા હતા કે આજે છેલ્લા દિવસોમાં આપણે કીર્તન ભક્તિ તમે બધા કરો, 24 કલાકની કરો. તો પછી પાછા એમની પાસે જઈએ, પછી દાદા કહે કે સંજ્ઞા રૂપે ખબર પડવી જોઈએ. પછી નીરુબેનને એવું કહેતા હતા, મને હવે ફ્લેશ થાય છે કે તમે મારી સેવા કરો છો, મારી સેવા હું ને તમે કરતા હોઈએ એ સેપરેટ હોય, દાદા ભગવાન સેવા કરતા હોય એ જુદું હોય. જો એ રીતની સેવા કરી હોત, દાદા ભગવાનની સેવા કરી હોત, તો બહુ કામ કાઢ્યું હોત. તમે મારી સંજ્ઞા ના સમજી શક્યા. એમાં શું કહેવા માંગતા હશે?
The idea is what is the understanding that your previous life's vow, desire to serve an enlightened person. So you get this opportunity to serve, to be in service of such enlightened person. But then it is again on a very gross level. What Dada has said, my Agna is me only. So if you remain in my Agna, then you are serving me. But if you are serving A.M. Patel, then you will get blessings from A.M. Patel, by which your relative worldly life obstacles will get eliminated. But what you need for your liberation is grace of Dada Bhagwan, which is there in his Agna following. Did you understand?
Yes. અને તો પછી એક દિવસ કનુ દાદા હ્યુસ્ટનની અંદર મારા ભાઈને ઘરે આવ્યા હતા. મને લાગે દિવાળી હતી ને ધનતેરસના દિવસે આવ્યા હતા. અને ત્યારે મારા ભાભીને કહેતા હતા કે તમે સ્વામિનારાયણ ધર્મ પાળો છો. સ્વામિનારાયણ ધર્મ સેવાનો ધર્મ છે. સેવા કોને કહેવાય કે છે એ રીતની વાત કરતા હતા. પછી કે છે કે એક વખત કે છે હું દાદા મારા ખોળામાં સૂઈ ગયા હતા. સૂઈ ગયા એટલે દાદાને જરાક જ ઝપકું આવે એવી રીતે મારા સૂતા હતા. અને નીચેથી એક જીવડું કરડતું હતું. જીવડું જાંઘની નીચેના ભાગમાં કરડતું હતું અને લોહી પણ નીકળતું હતું. પણ એક ફિક્શન ઓફ ધ ક્ષણ કે છે અમારે સ્પંદન ના ઉડ્યું. પછી દાદા કે મારો હાથ જેવો દાદા ઊભા થઈ ગયા એટલે દાદા મારો હાથ છે ને આમ નીચેથી ઉપર ગયો એટલે લોહી આવ્યું. એટલે દાદા મને કે તું બોલ્યો કેમ નહીં કે છે. એટલે આ શું આ પ્રસંગમાં શું સમજવાનું છે? સેવક સેવીનો ભાવ.
No, that is true. That is your dedication, your devotion to Dada Bhagwan. So even in that extreme pain condition, you never disturb Dada Bhagwan.
બરાબર છે.
Hemaben, let us go to another question, then we'll come back to you.
કૃપાની કર્મો ક્ષય થાય છે કે સમજાઈ દો ને. કૃપાથી કર્મો ક્ષય થાય છે. કયા કર્મો તો કહે દર્શનમો. પછી લેજો બધાને ઇંગ્લિશમાં પૂછો. હા પછી
After Nimesh Kumar.
Jai Satchidanand.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
Just I just want to understand Chitt little bit more. Is it more relative or real base?
Are you talking about Chitt?
Chitt, huh?
Yes. Chitt means reflective consciousness. That same Chitt, when it is real, on the real side, because Chitt is knowledge and vision power, knowledge and perception. The power of knowledge, power of knowing and perception is of Chitt. But when it perceives and when it knows relative things, worldly things, then it is worldly knowledge and worldly perception. And when it sees pure soul, then it is real. So then it is called pure consciousness, which has power to know and perceive.
So Deepakanandji, when Nimesh realizes that Chitt is wandering, then focus is to take it and move it, like put the attention back on a real base. No,
it is like that wandering Chitt is in nobody's hand. It is karmic result to wander.
Karmic.
You understand?
Okay.
For example, you got hurt and your leg is aching. You are in pain. You are in pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then how do you experience that pain? Because of that wandering chit, wandering reflective consciousness that keep going there. So you experience that pain. But behind that, with this awareness, because your pure consciousness now is open, you are not, although the effects of wandering reflective consciousness is there, wandering consciousness is there, but the pure consciousness has also opened within you.
Okay.
So then you come to know, oh, you experience pain, but you also perceive the pain.
Okay. I
So
get
when
it.
you
Yeah.
perceive the pain, then you don't experience pain. Because that perception of the relative, what do you say, reflective consciousness, perception through reflective consciousness will make you feel pain. But when that is perceived by the pure consciousness, when that awareness shifts from the wandering consciousness to pure consciousness, then that pain is not experienced, but you come to know, oh, somebody's leg is aching. You understand?
Yeah. I understand. I understand. Yeah.
Like if Krishna says, oh, my head is aching so badly, then when you are driven by the feelings towards Krishna, then you also experience some level of pain. And what I mean, you feel upset, you don't feel good because you know Krishna is not well.
Yeah. Yeah.
But when that consciousness shifts from relative to pure consciousness, that means you start viewing through pure soul vision, then the same perception becomes just an information for you. Oh, Krishna is not feeling well. Then, when that thing comes up, that feeling of pain, although there was no pain, but just because of your connectivity and feeling for Krishna, you feel the pain. But when you start viewing through pure soul vision, then that pain will also go. And
Okay.
then you will deal with her in such a way, in a compassionate way, and that will pacify her a lot.
Okay.
But
I
when you
understand.
also start feeling and start crying along with her pain, then you cannot pass on your compassion. And her pain increases.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing, when you start viewing through pure soul vision, then when with that your perception changes, then your dealing become compassionate. Did you understand that?
Yes.
Naturally, it
Yes.
will come to you. Your concern is there, your feelings are there, but you're not driven by the feeling. You understand that that is her karmic effect, and you deal with her in a compassionate way, which gives a lot of soothing to her. Did you understand?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
That
I
is what.
understand.
That is what is needed. So, with the pure soul vision, you understand the situation, and your dealing become compassionate.
Compassionate. Okay.
Your dealing becomes loving, your dealing becomes compassionate, and that gives lot of soothing effect to the other person.
And that helps with discharging that file or
Yes,
discharging
she
the event.
feels, oh,
Yeah.
somebody is there with me. Although you're not doing anything, but your dealing, your compassionate dealing gives her a lot of soothing effect.
Mm.
Although she is in pain, but she feels, oh, he is there, so I have no pain. Like how it happens with the kids, they fall, they feel hurt, but they know when parents are there with them, then they feel fine. They feel the pain, but they don't feel so much when parents are around. They
Okay.
feel that, okay, they are there, so I'm safe. In the same way, with our own self, with our own body self, that is Nimesh, if he is in pain and you start seeing him through pure soul vision, then with that pure soul perception, that feeling of pain will not be there, but you will know the pain, that the Nimesh is in pain, and your dealing with Nimesh will be said that, hey, I'm there with you, when you worry. Right?
Mhm.
So that I, which got driven by that mind, you become I again, separate.
Mhm.
That ownership effect is balanced.
Right.
Correct? So
Okay.
this is the benefit, or this is the outcome of viewing through pure soul vision. That is pure consciousness.
Yeah. Okay.
Finally, that is going to happen. All these suffering are karmic effects only. And they are there to come and go. And as much you see them with pure soul vision, you can free from their binding. Because then your perception will take you to the final original cause of that karma. And you will know your mistake. And that's how you get eliminated from the mistake.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's like your car is making funny noise and you take it to the car mechanic. He looks around, he checks everything, and so what is that? He is trying to uh, isolate the problem. Is there any problem here? Is there any problem there? Is there any problem? And finally, he finds it. So he's searching, he's seeing, and he finds the problem. And once he finds the problem, he knows how to rectify it.
Right.
That's what happens. So with pure soul vision, we gradually reach the original cause of that karma. And when you see that, you correct them, and that's how the karma is eliminated.
Okay. Yeah. Jai Sachidanand.
Okay.
Thank you.
Jai
Jai
Satya Limited.
Sachidanand.
Jai Sachidanand.
Anuben?
Jai Sachidanand Rajni Uncle and Deepak Bhai Mahatmas. Jai
Jai
Sachidanand.
Jai
Satchidanand.
Sachidanand.
Do we really actually disconnect ourselves from file one if we are in the pure soul? And can we stop the chattering of the mind by introspection also?
Come again.
Can we still the chattering of the mind by introspection? And do we actually disconnect ourselves, file one, from the pure
What
self?
of the mind? Chatting of the mind or chattering?
Chattering of the mind.
Chattering of the mind is karmic effect.
Is it?
And if it is going to last for 1 hour, it will last for 1 hour. But that pain and suffering, what you pass through and what you experience, when you see through pure soul vision, then although that karmic effect is there, but you won't suffer.
Okay.
So when you don't suffer, whether the chattering lasts for 1 hour or 100 hours doesn't make any difference to you.
Okay. Okay. But you can see it, you can feel it, you can see it, right?
Yes, it is object of perception only.
Okay. Okay. And what about the pain? You were talking about the pain. Do we feel also painless,
Like you,
emotionless, emotion?
like you see the gross body as object of perception,
Yes.
suffering is also becomes object of perception, but it
Okay.
is on the subtler side.
Okay. And what about the subtle things, subtle body? Like you also see the
Su-
suffering of the subtle body also?
subtle body is your mind,
Yeah. The emotions of the mind. Yeah.
right?
So you
Okay,
disconnect from that once you're at the real self, you disconnect from that also?
come again.
Do we disconnect from that also once we are in the real state
No,
of?
not disconnect,
Ah,
but you don't get affected by that suffering.
Okay, okay.
So you will feel like, oh, someone called Anuji is suffering. I am
Okay,
pure soul.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Jai Satidana.
Right,
Yes,
Satilal?
yes.
Jinal had raised her hand, so see if it's still there, if he has
No,
any
she,
question.
okay, Janelle?
Yeah, actually, my question did get answered. It was about when a chit, so I have this tendency to keep on thinking about one thing even after, like specifically for my work. So when I'm working on something, when the problem doesn't get solved, I cannot move on. So my chit keeps on getting stuck in that problem, and while I'm doing other activities, also it goes back to that. What could be the solution? What could be the solution? It keeps on hovering on that specific topic until it gets resolved. But it kind of got answered. But like, if you would like to give some more.
It is like problems are always there, and problems always come with solution. Solution is always there. But the time gap between initiation of the problem and you getting the solution is your
Hmm.
time of suffering.
Hmm. Hmm.
Is your, because until it gets resolved, it gets solved, you suffer. Right?
Correct.
Right.
Hmm.
So that is part of your karma.
Okay.
But when you don't know the solution,
Hmm.
then your suffering remains.
Yeah, and it
If
disturbs
you
other
have the
actions also.
solution, your suffering remains. But even when you know the solution, but it is not solved yet, the
Hmm.
solution is acting, you are working on it, but then when you know that the right solution, you have got the right solution, it is working, then
Hmm.
that suffering is there. You're not, it is not resolved yet. You're not come out of it, but then
Hmm.
that tension is not there. It is
Correct.
like we start worrying about it. So what
Hmm.
we must do in such situation, I possess infinite vision. You contemplate on that. Then what
Okay.
is going to happen? You will understand the problem, you will know the solution, and you will start acting correctly. Then that will
Okay.
go away. So the time of suffering, during the time of suffering, you are contemplating on your power of perception. I possess infinite vision, infinite power of perception. So with that perceptive power, you will understand the problem and you will have the solution.
Okay. So if I start with this prayer, then automatically I will stop hovering over the problem for
Yes,
a longer
yes,
period of time.
because
Yeah.
you keep hovering over the problem because you haven't got the solution.
Hmm.
And you have no solution because your perception is not able to reach to the problem.
Hmm. Hmm.
And when you reach the problem, solution is there. That
Yeah.
when you don't know the exact cause of the problem,
Hmm.
then you don't have the solution. That's how. Okay?
Correct. Okay. Yeah. And
That's
another
why they
relate.
say the solution is there in our hands. We have
Um,
infinite power of perception. We don't use that. And we
correct.
get driven away by the problem and we want the solution and we are not able to get the solution. So that suffering period really bothers us.
Yeah, and the solution comes at very weird moments, like when I'm asleep, like half asleep at midnight or somewhere, suddenly I wake up with the idea or something. I don't know, it just
Correct.
comes at random times.
Absolutely, yes. Because that timing has come in the middle of the sleep.
Hmm. Correct. Yeah. Also, another related question, is it possible that the chit wanders in multiple directions at the same time? Is it possible?
Multiple
Like,
direction, it is not multiple direction at the same time.
uh,
It is going and coming
okay.
at different points or different places, but
Hmm.
since you are not able to catch up that speed, you feel it is wandering at multiple places at the same time. I give you one simple example.
Hmm.
When you look at a person or a thing,
Hmm.
then this reflective consciousness, it goes and comes back, goes and come back, and it creates a picture in your mind.
Hmm.
And that's how actually you are seeing only one portion of that person or the thing at a time. But
Hmm.
because of that, what do you say, we register that picture, that part of the picture,
Hmm.
and we feel we are seeing the whole subject or the whole object at a time. It is not. So it is like when you are looking at the hair, you're not looking at the ears. When you are looking at the eyes, you're not looking at the nose. But
Okay.
you get the complete picture. Do you understand?
Yeah, it's very fast. Hmm.
Yes, very fast. That's how. So actually, it is uh, catching or what do you say? One portion at a time only. It goes and comes back, goes and comes back, and develop the whole picture.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yes. Yes.
Jai
Thank
Satchidanand.
you. Jai Satchidanand.
Right, Satchidanand. Anuben?
Yeah, Jai Sachidanand. Please explain Dada Bhagwan Sarvagya Sharanam Gachami.
Okay, Dada Bhgawan.
Ji.
Dada, normally when we refer someone as Dada,
Hmm.
our understanding is one who is full of experience.
Okay.
And Bhagwan means knowledge, one who is full of knowledge. So Dada Bhagwan means one who is experienced, who has total experience of knowledge. So no individual.
Okay.
Surrender. Saranam means I surrender to that experienced knowledge. That is the whole expression, meaning of that expression. Gachami means to go,
Gachami means
to go,
to go. Okay. Okay.
to go unto the, you call that, sharan of experienced knowledge.
Okay. So this is Dada Bhagwan saying for Ambalal Patel, Dada Bhagwan or your inner self?
Come again, what is it?
Are we telling our inner self or we are talking about
Sorry, come again slowly. What is it?
are we talking about Dada Bhagwan from within ourselves or we are talking
Dada
about
Bhagwan was saying that what you see outside is not Dada Bhagwan, he is A.M. Patel,
yeah.
who died. Or
Yeah.
while he was there, he said he is going to die.
Hmm.
And that inner enlightened state is Dada Bhagwan.
Okay. Hmm.
Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
And if you want to say that A.M. Patel is Gnani Purush, picture of Gnani Purush,
Hmm.
enlightened soul.
Okay. Got it. Hmm. Jai
Okay.
Sachidanand.
Jai Satchidanand. Deepakanji, we have 7 minutes. I don't know. Emma Ben? She's not there.
Nobody da.
Okay, Emma Ben, we have 7 minutes, so we can have your question.
No problem. કૃપાથી કર્મો ક્ષય થાય છે કયા કર્મો તો કહે દર્શનમાં કોને કહે તો કહે 7 કર્મોની પ્રકૃતિ જે ક્ષય થાય છે તે 7 પ્રકારની પ્રકૃતિ એટલે દાદાને આપણે જે સમર્પણ કરીએ છીએ મન વચન કાયા મારી તથા મારા નામની સરોમાં એ 7 પ્રકારની પ્રકૃતિ એ સમર્પણ ને
Right.
મન
What does karma prakriti means? That through which we do. Karma means that doership aspect is there.
Right.
So man, mind, speech, body. I am aware.
Right.
Mind, speech, body of aware.
Right.
Name and all name related attachment. So relations of Hemaben and your ownership of Hemaben name and all name related relations, ownership,
Hmm.
projection, doership, karma, doership karma, bhav karma.
Hmm.
Then outer body, no karma.
હા, બરાબર.
And inner subtle body, metaphysical karma. That is dravya karma.
Right.
All those you are surrendering to Dada Bhagwan
બરાબર.
state, Dada Bhagwan enlightened state. And so all these doership aspect of mind, speech, body, name and name related projection, doership, then uh, outer body karma, five sense karma, outer body five sense karma, and inner subtle body metaphysical karma, that is dravya karma. That's true. We do that activity. That goes. That gets eliminated. Did you understand?
Yeah, I understand.
It remains.
So,
The effects remain. But the doership aspect is not there.
બરાબર. એટલે
And in fact, the
આપણા
projection, doership
આપણે જે
karma goes totally.
કર્મો લઈને આયા છે, ડિસ્ચાર્જ થાય છે, એટલે પરમાણુ બધા ડિસ્ચાર્જ થાય છે, એમાં કોઈ પણ જાતની ઓનરશિપ નહીં રાખવાની, એ જ ને.
Ownership, not to have ownership, but you will free from the discharging ownership also.
હો, બરાબર.
You are already freed once you surrender all these 7 baggage unto the lotus feet of enlightened state Dada Bhagwan. You're not left, principally, you're not left with anything. I give very simple example. When you marry, then you leave your father's place
Right.
and you come to your husband's place.
Right.
So principally, you left your father's home and you have come to your husband's home.
Right.
But your mind and everything is still, wandering at your father's place. This is not
બરાબર.
my home. But now, after so many years, you don't remember them. Now this is my home. I'm the undisputed queen of this home, this house.
ઓહો,
That's how you become.
બરાબર.
That is how it is going. It has happened to us. That connectivity is still there with all these 7 baggages. So it is bothering us.
કનેક્ટિવિટી સમજવાની જ છે ને ખાલી આપણે.
Yes, it is only belief only. It is not our thing at all.
તો પછી ઘણી વાર વાતોમાં થઈ જાય છે કે આપણે સંસ્કારથી આપણા સંસ્કાર જે મા બાપે આપ્યા હોય, સંસ્કારની વાતો થતી હોય છે, તે બધી બિલીફ જ છે ને.
Not the sanskar is relative worldly dealing. All these sanskars are all the virtues, what we say.
તે
it
ગોત્ર
relates-
કર્મમાં આવે.
Huh?
ગોત્ર કર્મમાં આવે.
All the karma, not just gotra karma. Gotra karma relates to lok pujya or lok nindya only. Whether
અચ્છા.
you are worshipped in the world or you are not worshipped in the world.
અચ્છા,
There are two only, but different names are given.
બરાબર છે.
It is not by name, but these two aspects only, lok pujya and lok nindya. You
અચ્છા.
are not praised in the public, in the world, or
અચ્છા.
you're praised in the world, worshipped in the world, or not worshipped in the world.
અચ્છા.
So that's how. That Sayakta means doubtless believe that I am pure soul. I have
I
no
know, I
relation,
know.
no connectivity with these baggages, karmic baggages.
એ તો ફિટ થઈ ગયું છે જમેશાના સત્સંગથી ટોટલી ફિટ થઈ ગયું છે શાયદતા.
Okay.
જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ, જય સચ્ચિદાનંદ. દીપકાને
જય
ઘણું બધું
સચ્ચિદાનંદ.
મેં લખ્યા છે પ્રશ્નો
Jai
પૂછવાના.
Satchidanand. Jai Satchidanand. Our time is up. So, Hema Ben, you can bring in
Ha.
other sessions also.
Ha.
Deepakanji, please recite Nimesha Kumar, please follow the mantra.
Okay. Namo Vitragay,
Namo Vitragay,
Namo Arihantanam,
Namo Arihantanam,
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Siddhanam,
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Ayariyanam,
Namo Vajjayanam,
Namo Vasayanam,
Namo Loe Savasahunam,
Namo Loe Sawasang,
Eso Panchanamukaro,
Eso Panchanamukaro,
Savapavappanasano,
Sawapa Vapanasano,
Mangalanam cha Savesim,
Mangalanam cha Sovesim,
Padmam Havai Mangalam,
Padamam Have Mangalam.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya,
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namah Shivaya,
Om Namah Shivaya.
Jai Satchidanand,
Jai Satchidanand.
Jai
Jai
Satchidanand.